Hi everyone, welcome back to Burnout Help, Stress and Burnout First Aid. Today I want to focus on the form of therapy that I use the most with my clients. It's called ACT, Acceptance and Commitment Therapy. It was founded by Stephen Hayes in the United States, I believe about 30 years ago or so. And it is today a widely accepted form of therapy that has shown in various studies to produce very positive results with clients and patients dealing with all kinds of issues, anything ranging from anxiety to depression to burnout to addiction and other mental health issues. And I'm using it quite extensively with my clients today because I believe it works. And I've also used it in the past on me, and I believe it really works. It's very powerful. So there are 6 pillars to when we work with ACT with clients. We do this around 6 different pillars. The first one is the idea of acceptance. How can we learn to accept, to be with everything that is, even the uncomfortable stuff? A lot of different therapies will try to get rid of the unpleasant stuff or to reframe it in a positive, which sometimes work, but very often is very difficult. With ACT, we learn to make space for everything because everything is a part of us. Then comes pillar 2, diffusion. And I've done a video on that topic, so check the other videos for more information on this. But pretty much the idea of diffusion is how can we learn to no longer over-identify with these negative thoughts and beliefs. We're not trying to repress them. We're not trying to get rid of them, but we are trying to diffuse their intensity and their voices, because their voices are their stories, the stories they tell us, negative stories about us not being good enough or not being able to do this, or we will fail, or it's never going to happen. Whatever we tell ourselves is such a source of stress. So the idea is, how can we learn to diffuse their intensity? The third point or pillar is the idea of presence, being in the present. If we are fused with our negative thoughts and beliefs and emotions, then we are listening the story they are telling us. And these stories are always in the past, they're always in the future, causes anxiety, stress, regret, depression. So the idea of presence is very much connected to mindfulness. How can I learn to be present, focus on what is happening in the now, and not follow all these stories that are taking me in the future or the past? The fourth item is the idea of the self as something, they call it contextual, rather than conceptual. And here it's the idea that, and it's connected to some of the other points I've mentioned already, that we are not these beliefs or these thoughts. When we are fused, when we're not in the present, we tend to become our thoughts. They invade us, they become us, these negative thoughts, these negative beliefs. Or it will, of course, that's just the way I am. It will never work because I'm very unlucky, or I cannot do this. We totally believe it. We are totally fused with it. And we become this thought, we become this belief. So the idea here is, how can we train, and ACT helps us to do this? How can we train this idea that the self is actually separate from these thoughts and emotions and beliefs? We are not those things. They're a part of us, but we are not them. The fifth pillar is work around values. So who is the person who I truly want to be? And when clients are very stressed or in a burnout, they've lost track of who they truly want to be, the person that will be the most representative of the life they want to live. They've totally lost track of that. So again, instead of a therapy trying to focus on just all the negative stuff, which is important, we've just spoken about it, but here in ACT, we also focus on moving forward. And the way to do this is through value work, the thing that is craving to come out inside of you, your authentic self. And then we finish with the sixth pillar, which is called committed action. And here we take the values and we structure, or structure is perhaps not the best word, but we start creating new habits through actions and goals that are connected to the values. So this gives you a compass in life. It gives you a direction in which you can try to be the best self you can be, despite all of the bad stuff that you're still experiencing. Remember, you've worked on acceptance and trying to make space for all of this. But because you've also worked on yourself and on diffusion and all these things, you're now able to move towards this best version of yourself without being slowed down by all of this baggage, which is a part of you. So this is the idea, the basic explanation of ACT. It's much more complex than this, but again, it's a wonderful modality that works quite well for a lot of different cases, and I'm very proud to be using this modality with my clients, and I can attest that it really connects with them and it really helps them move forward. So I hope this was useful. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you have any topics for videos, and I'll see you soon. Bye.